Welcome back to the warm up with John Ben, everybody. Continuing our season outlook, we have the Miami Heat. But before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe on the video. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode of the warm up. Please follow our new social media. Follow these in the description below on Instagram and Twitter as well. Now let's get into it. So, yeah, the Miami Heat, a team that is pretty confusing, a team that has Eric Spoelstra still as their coach. So, they'll be in the games. A team that was the worst fourth quarter team by a large margin last year. Let's get into the roster.
Yeah, so we're going to get started here. This is a team that sorely lacks offensive firepower. They're obviously trying to change that by bringing in Norman Powell. Also have Davion Mitchell. Your big guys are Tyler Hero and Bam. We've known this. Wiggins they got last year in the Butler trade. Terry Rozier is still there. I believe he's cleared of all wrongdoings in the gambling scandal, so he should be good. Fontecchio, hashtag the Dallas Mavs killer. Nikola Jovic is still there. Khalil Ware is good. Jaquez. So they have guys, but this team is another one of those East teams that is stuck. You obviously traded away Jimmy Butler last season. Mm-hmm. You are still, feeling the effects of that. So this is going to be a year of growth for them. I think this is another year for Tyler Hero to take that, number one option spot, as well as Bam, who, when healthy, is, probably a top 15, top 10 center in the league. So, all hats off to him for that. When you look at the depth of this team, it's a little bit lacking. I think Norman Powell's really going to help. Norman Powell averaged over 20 points last year with the Clippers. So, I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to this Miami Heat team. That's my first assessment that I have.
No, yeah, this roster is pretty interesting on a couple fronts. Tyler Hero, he's going to miss the first 2 weeks of the year. Approximately 12 games, so maybe 3 weeks. Is extension eligible right now? We're looking for him to get an extension. It's rumor he wants $45 million up. We'll see if he gets it, but paying him $45 million and Bam, whose extension kicks in next season, that's a lot of money. But yeah, I mean, from the standpoint of like where their identity is going to be, an Eric Spoelstra team that's going to start Bam and Kilo, where it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. This is a team that has probably one of the better power forward center combos in the league. I'm really interested to see where Kilo Ware takes his year 2 leap. He's looked really good in preseason so far against people like Jokic and Wembanyama. But yeah, I think this team, I don't know where they're going to finish, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be shocked if they finished as like the 7th seed just because it's the Heat, and I feel like the Heat are always in the mix of things. But I also think with Tyler Hero being out the first 3-ish weeks of the season, it could go downhill fast, and they don't like you said, Ben, there's not enough offensive firepower as well.
Yeah, I think this team will be stuck in the play-in, probably in you either said at 7 or 8 spot, simply because of Spo. So I'm always confident in what he can bring as a coach and what he can do with this. I guess we'll call them a motley crew. Mm-hmm. So looking at things, you like you said, Ware has taken a leap. You added Norman. Terry is still there. Davion, who, spent some time in Sacramento, is now here. I believe spent time in Toronto as well. Davion?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was right on that. So, he's moved around a little bit, but he's here now. So, you have guys that can compete. These are Spoelstra type guys. So, I do feel like this team is a lock for the play-in. As far as future is concerned, they're going to have I think that they have some decent draft capital coming up, and I think they might have what it takes to try and reel in the big fish next summer or at the trade deadline if they so truly do desire. I know that Giannis does really enjoy South Beach. Obviously, if you get a chance to go play at South Beach, it is a very cool experience. I've been out to Miami before. It's great out there, So that's a desired destination for NBA players. So I would not be surprised if you're going to hear more about Giannis and Miami in the future. They obviously missed out on KD, but they unfortunately just weren't willing to include what Houston included. And they ultimately lost out on that one. But, Miami is one of those destinations where at some point they're going to land another big fish because, after Braun left, in comes Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like this is that in-between period where we're just kind of waiting to see who that next big fish is going to be that lands in Miami.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree with you on a couple of fronts. I think this team, like to the start of the season, if Andrew Wiggins can take a leap offensively, he's kind of been more this 3-and-D player over the past like 4 or 5 years, especially with Golden State. If he could get back to more of that uptick in offensive scoring, I think that could go a long way for them. And then just seeing where you're at, Bam Adebayo, he's an interesting, like, I don't think they would ever trade him. Don't get me wrong, but that extension that they gave him is a lot of money. And I'm just saying, like, if they're not doing too hot, that is a player that is a win now player, and I think a lot of teams would trade for. Their first round pick, Yakachonis, they're high on him. It's hard to throw in point guards into the NBA and give them expectations. It's just hard being a point guard in this league.
Yeah.
Unless you're like this freak athlete and you just have all the intangibles as well. But yeah, Norman Powell being there, it's gonna be interesting to see how he fits. Davion Mitchell, Nikola Jovic, he's interesting. I think he can take a bit of a leap offensively. He looked really good in Eurobasket over the summer. So yeah.
Yeah, I know I keep talking about Norm, but I just really didn't understand why they, the Clippers decided to trade him away after, the season he had and being an all-star. I just don't understand that for LA, but it's great for Miami. They're getting a guy that can potentially average over 20. I mean, Norm is getting better every single year. He's an elite 3-point shooter. Brings a lot on the offensive end. I'm really excited to see how he fits. And then, the continuing development of Davion Mitchell, Ware, and then Jaime Jaquez. You also have Andrew Wiggins there, who's a proven championship, guy, and was also a starter on that one All-Star team.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of everybody forgets Andrew Wiggins started on that All-Star team. That was one of the weirdest seasons in the world, man. But, credit to him because, he truly did deserve to start in that moment. I mean, his numbers and defensive numbers spoke for themselves. But, a lot of Spo kind of guys on this roster, like I said. So, we'll see where they end up. It's going to be an interesting season for sure. But like I said, big fish hunting is on its way.
Yeah. No, yeah. Just add on to the Spo type of team. Spo teams always outplay what they're supposed to do. So if I say I think they'll be a 7th seed, it wouldn't shock me at all if they were like the 5th seed and they were humming come playoff time.
Yep.
You got anything else to add?
I think that about covers it, man.
Yeah. All right. That concludes our season outlook on the Miami Heat. Leave a comment below. Give us your thoughts on where you think Miami will end up this season, and give us your thoughts as well on what big fish they think they're trying to land. Like and subscribe on the video. Turn on that notification bell, and then follow our new social media handlings on Instagram and Twitter as well. All right. We'll see you next time.